Have you ever felt like your mind is caught in a constant stream of thoughts? From work and family to nameless worries in the rush of everyday life? You're not alone in this. In our modern world filled with busyness and pressure, keeping your mind clear and focused is no easy task. Yet thousands of years ago, the Stoic philosophers left us a powerful framework of principles, a guide to untangling mental chaos and unlocking the clarity and calm reasoning that already exists within each of us. The Stoic teachings help us become aware of the flaws in our thinking, encouraging us to question assumptions, challenge beliefs, and recognize automatic thought patterns. The Stoics also teach us to clearly define our personal values and life goals, while identifying the cognitive biases we often fall into. More importantly, they emphasize the importance of seeking evidence and multiple perspectives, along with the ability to pause and reflect before taking action. This practice keeps us from being ruled by emotion, allowing reason and logic to guide our decisions instead. These lessons are not just abstract theories. They are practical principles you can apply in everyday life. Taking care of yourself, learning to regulate strong emotions, and committing to continuous learning are all essential for maintaining clarity and improving focus in any situation. By living through these Stoic principles, we can sharpen our thinking, reduce stress, and regain mastery over our own lives. In this video, we'll explore 11 highly practical Stoic lessons that can transform the way you think, make decisions, and live a more meaningful life. These aren't abstract theories. They're actionable tools designed to help you strengthen focus, sharpen your thinking, reduce stress, and make wiser choices in any situation. The first lesson from the Stoic philosophers is to learn to question your own assumptions. We often trust the first thoughts that come to mind. Quick judgments form from limited information or deeply ingrained thinking habits. Yet these natural thoughts can sometimes cloud the truth, leading to poor decisions. The Stoics emphasize that true wisdom begins with realizing how little we actually know, and that asking questions is the key to breaking down the mental barriers we unconsciously build around ourselves. Questioning our assumptions also helps us expand our understanding of the world and of ourselves. When we cling to our initial assumptions without challenging them, we easily get trapped in narrow perspectives, seeing things only through familiar patterns. The Stoics emphasize that examining and reevaluating our assumptions allows us to uncover blind spots in our thinking, leading to a more complete understanding of situations and wiser decision-making. When we realize that what we believe might be incomplete or biased, we learn to open ourselves to new information, different perspectives, and credible evidence. This is the foundation of objective thinking, reducing errors and avoiding judgments driven by prejudice. Intellectual humility not only brings greater mental clarity, but also enhances our ability to learn and grow because we remain willing to reflect, adjust, and refine our own thoughts. By continuously questioning and challenging our assumptions, we free ourselves from the invisible limits we once imposed on our own thinking. Our minds become more flexible, perceptive, and capable of navigating complex situations without being driven by false ideas or fleeting emotions. This practice lays the foundation for a clear, sharp, and balanced mind, one that can make wise and rational decisions in any circumstance. The second lesson emphasizes that knowing your personal values and goals is the compass guiding every decision and action. Imagine setting sail across a vast ocean without a compass or map. You'd drift aimlessly, pushed around by currents, winds, and waves with no clear direction. In life, your core values are that compass, and your goals are the map. Together, they help you navigate through challenges, risks, and difficult choices with clarity and purpose. A clear-minded person is someone who can self-reflect and identify what truly matters most to them. Core values such as honesty, compassion, creativity, or freedom aren't just abstract ideas. They serve as guiding principles for daily behavior and decision-making. When your values are clearly defined, they become an internal standard for evaluating every choice you make. This clarity acts as a stabilizing force, helping you stay mentally grounded and less overwhelmed when facing social pressure, stress, or complex situations. According to the Stoics, goals are not just destinations. They're reflected in how you live, act, and make decisions each day. A goal built upon core values creates harmony between reason and emotion, preventing your mind from being scattered by external influences or fleeting desires. When you have a clear understanding of your values and goals, every choice, from your work to your relationships, becomes easier to navigate and far more meaningful. What's essential to understand is that life is a continuous journey, not a fixed destination. Our values and goals must be regularly re-examined to stay aligned with new experiences, personal growth, and changing circumstances. The Stoics emphasize that maintaining consistency between inner values and long-term goals is what cultivates a clear mind, genuine confidence, and a sense of agency, allowing us to live with purpose rather than being swept away by social currents or momentary desires. Defining your values and goals isn't just a tool for making better decisions. It's the foundation for building a meaningful, transparent, and self-directed life. It allows you to stay grounded and maintain a clear sense of direction, even when faced with challenges and uncertainties along the way. Lesson 3. Recognize cognitive biases. As we delve deeper into the process of decision-making, it's important to realize that the human mind isn't always a perfect tool. Cognitive biases, the mental shortcuts our brains use to process information quickly, can often distort our perception, leading us to see situations inaccurately and make flawed decisions. What's noteworthy is that these biases often operate unconsciously. They cause us to repeat mistakes without realizing it, from making snap judgments to overlooking critical facts. The Stoics emphasize that recognizing bias is the first step toward clear thinking. When we understand how the brain deceives itself, we can counter our own thoughts with reason, consider more perspectives, and make decisions based on analysis rather than feelings or habit. Moreover, recognizing bias helps us develop a more balanced and fair perspective. When you notice your tendency to favor a certain group or opinion, you learn to pause, question yourself, and consider alternative evidence. This practice trains the mind toward objectivity, making your judgments clearer, wiser, and more sustainable over time. Cognitive biases aren't enemies. They're challenges that invite us to become more self-aware and refine our thinking. When you learn to recognize and analyze these biases, you strengthen your clarity of thought, make more accurate decisions, and enhance your ability to navigate complex situations with confidence and composure. Lesson 4. Seek evidence in diverse perspectives. In today's world, information reaches us every second, but it's not always complete or accurate. Sometimes when we rely on a single source, we see only part of the truth, like trying to paint a picture using just one color. The Stoics emphasize that to think clearly, we must seek evidence from multiple sources and engage with a variety of perspectives. Expanding your perspective allows you to recognize the complexity of any issue and avoid falling into echo chambers, environments where you only hear opinions that mirror your own, reinforcing bias while ignoring vital information. By engaging with diverse viewpoints, from books, scientific research, and credible sources to the experiences of people who see the world differently, you uncover insights you may never have considered before. This is how you train a well-rounded mind and cultivate objective analytical thinking. Moreover, seeking diverse evidence not only sharpens your thinking, but also cultivates intellectual humility. When you realize there are many valid ways of seeing the world, and that no single perspective holds the whole truth, you learn to weigh ideas carefully, think critically, and avoid acting on emotion or personal bias. The Stoics emphasize that clear thinking isn't just about logical analysis. It's also about understanding the world's complexity and embracing its many dimensions. Seeking evidence and diverse perspectives is a powerful way to broaden your outlook, cultivate objective thinking, and strengthen your ability to make wise decisions. It's one of the key principles that allows us to apply Stoic philosophy in daily life, helping us navigate the flood of information and the constant challenges of the modern world with clarity and balance. At the same time, accessing information from multiple sources helps us recognize that perspectives can change over time. When you accept that knowledge evolves, you can adjust your thinking and decisions to fit new circumstances. This also prevents mistakes caused by rigid thinking and creates space for flexibility and creativity in problem solving. The next lesson is pause and reflect. In today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, it's easy to get swept up in the whirlwind of work, information, and social pressure. In that rush, many decisions are made without proper thought, like walking barefoot on a rocky path without stopping to look, only to stumble and fall into mistakes that could have been avoided. The Stoic philosophers emphasized a vital truth. To think clearly and make wise choices, we must pause, regain control of ourselves, and take the time to reflect before we act. Reflection is not hesitation or delay. It's a practice of attention, analysis, and self-awareness. When you pause, you give yourself the chance to view a situation from multiple angles, consider different options, and anticipate possible consequences. This step helps reduce the influence of emotions, preventing impulsive reactions driven by anger, stress, or fear. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In today's world, his words remind us that instead of being caught up in endless debates or rushed decisions, thoughtful action is what truly leads to meaningful results. The Stoics also taught that pausing and reflecting enhances self-awareness. When you take the time to observe your thoughts, emotions, and motivations, you begin to recognize irrational thinking patterns, hidden biases, and unconscious influences that shape your actions. As a result, each decision you make becomes more grounded, aligned with your core values and personal goals, rather than driven by external pressure or fleeting emotion. Through reflection, you also learn to anticipate the consequences of your decisions, developing calmness and clarity under pressure. When faced with complex situations, many people panic or act impulsively. The Stoics emphasize that pausing, observing, and analyzing allows you to remain composed, see the situation in full, and make sound decisions. This isn't just a skill for clear thinking. It's a way of living deliberately, reducing stress, and managing life with greater awareness and control. The sixth lesson from Stoic philosophy is apply reason and logic. In many situations, emotions can distort our perception and push us toward rash decisions. The Stoics emphasize that to think clearly, we must separate emotion from reason and use logic to analyze information before taking action. Reason is the compass that guides us through turbulent emotional waves, from anger and fear to ambition and anxiety. Thinking through reason allows us to recognize bias, prejudice, and irrational judgment. When emotions take control, we tend to focus only on information that supports our views, ignore crucial evidence, or exaggerate unrealistic risks. Applying reason and logic means examining all information objectively, weighing pros and cons carefully, and identifying potential consequences before making a decision. Moreover, using reason helps us identify flaws in our arguments and gaps in our thinking. Through logical analysis, you can spot unsupported assumptions, unrealistic thoughts, or judgments driven by fleeting emotions. The Stoics believe that without developing this ability, we become easily swayed by emotion, bias, or external pressure, leading to decisions that lack accuracy and depth. Applying reason and logic doesn't mean eliminating emotions entirely. It means using them as data for analysis, not as drivers of action. This is a core principle of clear thinking. It allows you to process information accurately, filter out irrational thoughts, and reduce the negative influence of emotions on your decisions. When reason and emotion work in harmony, we can make decisions that are both rational and aligned with our personal values. Emotions become useful only when we know how to regulate them and use them to gain self-understanding, rather than letting them dictate every action. The Stoics believe that by cultivating the ability to apply reason, we not only avoid poor decisions, but also develop independent thinking, critical reasoning, and self-mastery in any situation. Lesson 7. Manage intense emotions. When under stress, emotions can seize control of reason, leading us to make hasty and inaccurate decisions. The Stoics referred to this as the hijacking of the mind, when anger, fear, or anxiety paralyze our ability to think clearly and evaluate situations objectively. If left unchecked, these emotions can drive impulsive actions, careless words, or long-term consequences we later regret. Understanding this, the Stoics emphasized that awareness and regulation of emotions are essential for clear thinking. When you can identify which emotion is influencing you, you create space between feeling and reaction, allowing yourself to observe without immediately responding. This practice helps you remain calm and make decisions guided by reason and core values, rather than reacting impulsively to emotion. The Stoics also taught that emotions arising and influencing our thoughts is natural. It's not a sign of weakness. However, the wise learn to minimize their negative impact. This involves observing emotions, identifying their causes, assessing their influence, and choosing the most appropriate response. With consistent practice, the ability to manage intense emotions becomes second nature, helping you stay composed in the face of challenges, avoid impulsive decisions, and improve your capacity for sound judgment. Another key benefit of emotional control is the ability to remain calm and clear-headed in relationships. Many conflicts and misunderstandings stem from impulsive emotional reactions. By observing and managing emotions, we can communicate more effectively, reduce unnecessary tension, and build stronger, more lasting relationships, all while maintaining clarity of mind when making important decisions. Managing intense emotions is a vital lesson for cultivating clear thinking, making accurate decisions, and living with intention. It's one of the core principles of Stoicism, empowering you to navigate the pressures of modern life with calmness, awareness, and wise judgment. Lesson 8. Practice active listening. Sometimes the problem isn't that you lack knowledge, but that you don't truly understand what others are saying. The Stoics emphasize that to think clearly, you must develop the skill of active listening. Not just hearing with your ears, but listening with your mind, grasping others' perspectives, emotions, and experiences. When you listen deeply and attentively, you begin to see the missing pieces in the bigger picture, allowing you to make more accurate and well-informed decisions. Active listening not only helps you understand others, but also expands your analytical and critical thinking skills. When you encounter a different perspective, you're forced to compare it with your own beliefs. You identify strengths and weaknesses and reassess your thinking. This process prevents you from getting trapped in an echo chamber, where everyone reinforces the same opinions, and helps you develop a more objective and well-rounded way of thinking. Active listening is a powerful tool for developing wisdom and mental clarity. It allows you to view situations from multiple perspectives, recognize factors you may have previously overlooked, and make decisions based on a fuller understanding. This is one of the essential Stoic principles, helping you strengthen both your thinking and your ability to communicate and solve problems effectively in today's complex world. Lesson 9. Clarity and precision. In every decision and interaction, ambiguity is the greatest enemy of clear thinking. When our thoughts and communication lack clarity, misunderstandings arise, opportunities slip away, and problem-solving becomes less effective. Clear thinking and precise language act like a sharp blade, cutting through confusion and allowing us to identify the true core of any issue. Clear thinking begins with defining core concepts and ideas. When you understand exactly what you mean and what you believe, you're less likely to be distracted by irrelevant details or excess information. The Stoics believe that only by grasping these fundamental concepts can you analyze and evaluate information accurately, leading to wiser and more grounded decisions. This also helps you communicate more effectively with others. Whether speaking or writing, using clear, straightforward language supported by concrete examples allows your audience to grasp your ideas easily. It not only enhances your persuasiveness, but also helps you receive accurate feedback, refining your thinking process and improving your decision-making. In addition, practicing clear thinking helps you identify the areas of ambiguity within your own mind. The Stoics believe that recognizing gaps or contradictions in your reasoning allows you to refine your thoughts, reduce errors, and strengthen the foundation of your arguments. When you understand an issue thoroughly, you gain confidence in your decisions and become less susceptible to misinformation or external pressure. Clarity in thinking also helps us build confidence, both in conversations and when facing challenges. When you can express yourself precisely and coherently, you not only demonstrate deep understanding, but also inspire trust in others. This makes communication and decision-making smoother and more effective. In this way, clarity becomes the key to expanding your analytical and problem-solving abilities, an essential foundation for creating a life of independence and self-mastery. continuous learning is another deeply valuable lesson. One of the greatest challenges to maintaining mental clarity is the stagnation that comes when the mind grows comfortable with old habits and familiar information. The Stoics emphasize that to think clearly, sharply, and flexibly, we must keep learning, exploring new knowledge and challenging long-held assumptions. Just like muscles, the mind needs constant training to preserve its strength and agility. Continuous learning broadens your perspective and strengthens your ability to connect ideas. By engaging with a wide range of fields, from science, culture, and philosophy to practical skills, you learn to approach problems from multiple angles. This breaks down biases, enhances analytical thinking, and enables more informed decision-making. Lifelong learning not only expands knowledge but also sharpens critical thinking, adaptability, and creativity. Moreover, continuous learning helps you confront and reduce personal biases. When you regularly engage with new perspectives, analyze evidence, and question your own beliefs, you begin to recognize unconscious tendencies and adjust your way of thinking. This practice lays the foundation for cultivating clear judgment, making accurate decisions, and living in alignment with your core values. The final lesson is self-care. In the pursuit of clear thinking, many people overlook one crucial element: physical and mental well-being. The Stoics emphasize that the mind and body are deeply interconnected. When one weakens, the other suffers. A sharp mind cannot thrive in a tired body deprived of rest or proper nutrition. That's why taking care of yourself is the foundation for mental clarity and effective decision-making. Self-care is not just about rest or proper nutrition. It's about creating the right environment for your mind to function at its best. In Stoic philosophy, managing emotions and stress is essential for maintaining clarity and composure in any situation. When faced with pressure, the ability to regulate emotions prevents us from being swept away by feelings, keeping our thoughts steady and focused. A stable mind and a healthy body are the fundamental conditions for making wise and balanced decisions. Self-care also involves maintaining balance in life, including taking time to relax and do things that bring you joy. This isn't selfish. It's an investment in your energy and focus. When you can balance work and rest, you sustain high performance and face challenges with calmness and confidence. Ultimately, self-care is essential for developing clear thinking. A healthy body and a steady mind create the ideal foundation for sound judgment. In Stoic philosophy, when you maintain both physical and mental well-being, you unlock your full capacity to think clearly, live intentionally, and make wise decisions in every area of life. Looking back at all 11 lessons, it becomes clear that clear thinking isn't an innate ability. It's the result of continuous practice and self-discipline. From questioning assumptions, defining values and goals, recognizing biases and seeking diverse evidence, to pausing for reflection, applying reason, managing emotions, practicing active listening, thinking with clarity and precision, committing to lifelong learning and caring for yourself, each principle plays a vital role in cultivating a sharper, more focused, and more enlightened mind. These lessons remind us that clear thinking is a journey, not a destination. It not only helps you make better decisions, but also enhances awareness, improves problem solving, and brings greater purpose to your life. With consistent practice, you'll find yourself less influenced by negative emotions, less distracted by social pressure or noisy information, and more focused on what truly matters. If you found these lessons helpful, take a moment to hit like and let us know this video brought you real value. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future videos, where we'll continue exploring more Stoic principles to help you think clearly, make wiser decisions, and live with calmness and intention.